gonna do Bo Nickel only bets from here on out for July and go like 26-2.
Welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh?
Welcome into Better in Green, and today we're going to be giving you guys the picks to win some money this weekend. Fantasy football season's right around the corner, boys, so we're giving away 3 free draft kits. And if you want to win some money in your fantasy leagues, tomorrow we have our fantasy guide coming out. Go over to bettergreen.com to get it. It is over 100 pages. It's going to be 50% off for this first week. So it's not the $20. It's going to be marked all the way down to 10. Make sure you guys grab it. Ethan, you said it just the other day. That's less than 10 cents a page, baby.
Exactly. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just a PDF file, super easy. It's not like we're sending you this huge book that you got to dig through. Super easy. You can just, comb through it. If you're not interested in a section, you can quickly find a section you're interested in, and a ton of information. Really going to be beneficial to whoever buys it and winning their fantasy league this year, and hopefully winning some money by winning their fantasy league.
Yeah, you're going to win more money.
If $10 is too much, just $19 on the Bears to not make the playoffs. Yeah, draft kit's free. The draft guide's free. So again, we're giving you ways to make it for free for you. Just you got to listen.
Yeah. And today, too, we're giving you the picks to make it free also. So we're all about making you guys win these fantasy championships with all the information we have. We put in over 150 hours of research into it, so you don't have to. That's going to make your girlfriends and wives happy. Let's talk about some of the bets we have today. No football, unfortunately. We're still ways out from football. But we do have golf coming up. And Wyatt, are you doing any golf with me?
I am. I do have a John Deere Classic bet.
Thank you.
I think we are 8 weeks away from football. To bring up football real quick, I think I saw that on Twitter today. Obviously not exactly 8 weeks because today is a Wednesday, but you know what I mean. I think we're like 45 days away. So we're getting there. We're getting close. Yes, I do have the John Deere Classic. I have one bet. First of all, this field sucks. There's barely any recognizable names. I think Cam Young is like the most recognizable at the top, and he's the second favorite. There's another guy I've never heard of who's the favorite, but the favorites are like plus 2,000. So no one's like Scotty Scheffler where it's plus 600. So they don't really know what's going on, but I have a top 20 finish. His name's Eric Cole. If you don't know who he is, you're not alone because I didn't either. Top 20 is plus 138 on MGM, and that's where ties count. So make sure you're not getting dead heat on these top 20 finishes. But again, the card's terrible. It's not a super competitive field. His last 5 tournaments, he's made the cut every single one, and he's finished 24th, 6th, 39th, and 24th. He finished 14th at the PGA, I believe. So he's being competitive. And again, these are all pretty big tournaments that he's finishing almost in the top 20 in. And now we have a really crappy field. So I think he should finish top 20. And I also have him outright. Obviously, I'm not going to put him at plus 3,300 outright, but top 20 plus 138 is going to be my play. Eric Cole is his name. Eric Cole.
Don't know Eric Cole myself, but can't argue that price for a top 20, especially if the field is shitty. Also, football's only 40 to 50 days away. That means only 40 to 50 days until the Chiefs are 0-1.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna have to do something fun for that game.
Absolutely. I just don't want you to get too hurt after that first game, Ben. It's okay. You're still a Super Bowl champion.
Hey, we actually get to raise a banner with people there this time.
True. That's a fact. All right, so I'm gonna go off kilter a little bit here. I'm looking at the Formula One race. That goes this weekend. I have no clue when.
Sunday usually.
Usually Sunday. The reason I said I don't know when is because this is saying Friday at 7:30 a.m., but I assume that's when the qualifying is. So the lines probably lock up. But these lines are through FanDuel. I'm going to take a 3-driver parlay to finish in the top 6. I've said many times on this show that the NBA has no parity to it. I think F1 has even less parity than the NBA does. 3 drivers, top 6. I'm taking Max Verstappen, which is a no-brainer. He's going to win the race. I'm taking Sergio Perez, and I'm taking Charles Leclerc. The odds on all three of those guys, it's minus 700 for Verstappen, minus 440 for Perez, minus 380 for Leclerc. It comes out to minus 130, so not great for a three-teamer there, but yeah, if I know anything about F1, which I don't know a ton, but I do follow it just a little bit, it's the usual suspects are winning, finishing on the podium, and then finishing top 6 almost every time. So minus 130 is what that comes out to. Nothing super special about it. But honestly, just don't love the baseball card for Thursday. Not really much going on, so kind of had to dig deep for this one. And
Yeah.
Ben, I will somehow simplify that for the graphic.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, through driver parlay. I wasn't expecting that one.
No.
We don't have. I think no baseball, right? No baseball today. Very shocking. Very shocking. That's going to tell you kind of the state of baseball here for this weekend. And I do know, Cole, from some of the research I was doing, and there were 3 guys who were like at the top of the simulator. I went with 2 of them, and Cole was the 3rd one. So I'm glad you said Cole. I think he has a very good chance. I'm going to go with the favorite, Russell Henley, at top 10. He's plus 170. This guy, I think he finished at this same course 2nd last year, and he was top 20 the year before. He's the best player in the field. And then all those simulations I was just talking about, he's like always the number 1 guy in all these different ones. For the course, for the weather that they're going to have, for the time. He's like hitting it further than like pretty much any of these dudes right now. And I think I saw for him to be like top 10 was like 54%. Like this guy, man, I was looking at CBS Sports and some of their betting props, and they all really like Henley as well. So I'm going to go with these guys that know a heck of a lot more than me and take them at top 10 for plus money.
I love it. I love seeing multiple different sources all like the same guy.
Yeah.
Well, they might just be copying off each other, but you hope that they're all doing different research. So I like that a lot too. One last thing about baseball. I don't know if you guys 2 days ago now, by the time you're watching this, Tuesday night's Tigers game. The Tigers lost to the A's 1-0 in extra innings. The A's had 2 total hits. So they had 1 hit in the first 9 innings, then 1 hit in the 10th, and that won the game. Tigers had 4 hits. So that's why I'm not blindly just betting the Tigers on Thursday against the A's, because that was devastating, absolutely devastating. I still haven't financially recovered from that one.
Yeah, speaking on that quick, I do actually own Tigers gear, but there's a reason you don't often see me wearing it on the shows.
Yeah.
For reasons that.
I was a great pitching outing. What's his face? Had a perfect through 4 innings. They pulled him. I think he's coming off the IR or something. But then the other guy gave up 1 hit in 5 innings. So great pitching outing. Just our bats were crap. And when you lose a game when the other team has 2 hits, that's when you just call it quits. Anyways, I'm going first time on the show of this sport. And if you haven't checked out our webpage, make sure you do, because we have multiple good UFC articles now. But I have a bet for the UFC 290 fight this weekend. It is the main card. Usually this will happen, I guess, Sunday morning. Actually, it's like 12:30 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, they're late.
Yeah. Alexander Volkanovski is the favorite at like minus 300 or something versus Yair Rodriguez. And my bet on this fight is for it to go to the distance at plus 100. The reasoning for this, the favorite Alexander is 25-2. 5 of his last 6 fights have ended in decision. He just lost his last fight to decision as well, which is kind of interesting. If you want to sprinkle Rodriguez, the underdog, at like plus 400 to win it, that's not a bad bet. But Rodriguez has his last 3 have been decided by decision, and he actually won by his last loss was by KO in 2012. So both these guys they're older. They're really just, they're not going to knock each other out. Rodriguez hasn't had that many KOs. And Volkanovski's last fight, he lost by decision. So just think this is going to go all the way, and I don't think they're small guys. The one guy's 5'6", 160 pounds. So these are not big fighters, heavyweight at all. So it's going to go the distance at plus 100. It's a great buy in there, and it is the main slate. So if you are wanting to stay up, it should be pretty exciting fight. 25-2 versus 16-3 are the two records.
I love that. Those guys, like especially that weight class, always go the distance.
Yeah,
I like that too. It's a good weekend to get into UFC if you don't already watch it, because like we've already alluded to, not much going on. I'm going to stick with racing. I'm going to go to NASCAR on Sunday. I've dropped my last, 2 or 3 NASCAR bets I've given out here, but this is going to be more of an informational piece for people that are actually watching the show rather than an actual pick. But for the pick, it's going to be Kyle Busch, top 10. At plus 120 odds. This is on Bet Rivers. The line is just not right, really. He's the favorite on DraftKings to win the race, plus 1,000. He's only plus 170 for top 5 on DraftKings. Again, it's plus 120 for top 10 here. FanDuel has him as the favorite as well, minus 160 for a top 10 finish. So you're just getting really good value on Bet Rivers here. He's going to be my pick for the show. But really, if you have Bet Rivers, just a great place to bet top 10s. There's only 3 guys that are at minus odds. They're all minus 112. Everyone else has positive odds to finish top 10. If you look at FanDuel, I mean, you got minus 160, minus 160, minus 150, 150, 150, 150. Just looking down the list here, you got probably 10 to 12 guys all in the minus odds. So there's a handful of guys you could pick on Bet Rivers here. Martin Truex, I mentioned him last week, didn't come through for me, but he's plus 145, one of the best drivers this year. They're racing at a 1.5 mile track in Atlanta. So the usual suspects are usually pretty good on those tracks. William Byron, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, you can get all these guys at really good odds at top 10. So if you're into that at all, I would just honestly download Bet Rivers if you don't already have an account. It's your best value by far for NASCAR. And then you have to get in early because once they do their qualifying, this will change. So it's kind of a guessing game a little bit, but if you're into NASCAR and if you like betting top 10s, Bet Rivers is your place to go. Before the show, I will do Kyle Busch plus 120 top 10.
And we are not sponsored by Bet Rivers at all either.
We're not.
So, Ethan, thank you for that information. That's very helpful for everybody. Before I give out my next pick, I just wanted to say also on the UFC train, you guys might remember a couple months ago, I went with that guy named Bo Nickel to win by submission.
Yeah. This is a Bo Nickel submission. It's at minus 120 right now. If you want his money line, it's at minus 1,500.
You're laughing,
He's
so
the
I think
opening card, yeah.
I think you must have seen it then. Yeah, so Bo Nickel, if he had a fighter, I guess something happened with that guy. That guy had to drop out, but Bo is such a big name, they still wanted to get a fight for him, so they threw in this other guy. You can't bet anything on Bo Nickel except for the outcome. You can't do any props. You can't pick how he's going to win. You can't pick anything. If you bet Bo Nickel, the only bet you can take is Bo Nickel to win at minus 2,400. That is the only bet. Yeah,
I don't know. He's fighting a little black dude that looks like a muscle hamster. So he looks like a kind of a tough opponent, to be honest. I would not be taking.
Yeah. I think Bo Nickel's just such a big name, and he's been training for this fight. This other dude could have been sitting on his couch just working out at the gym, and now he's like training again for a UFC fight. I know these guys stay ready, but the fact that you can't bet anything on this fight except for that, everything else is locked out, is crazy to me. I'm going to hop back into golf. I'm going to go with Taylor Moore. Top 20. He's at plus 170. Nobody else in the pool has more top 5 finishes in their last 36 rounds than Moore. He finished tied for 4th at last week's Rocket Mortgage Classic, which I find very impressive because that field was much better than anything he's going to have to face this week. So I'm thinking if you get plus odds on Taylor Moore, plus 170 just for top 20, you can even do top 30, and I believe that's only minus like 110. Minus 105, something like that. But I think I think even top 20 is going to be safe and take the plus money at plus 170.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. My third and final, we're going Wimbledon. You got the good old tennis tournament. Hopefully you're seeing this at noon Eastern time on Thursday. So it's an early one. So if you're coming in late, snag this one live. But Andy Murray versus Stefanos, and I have no idea how to pronounce this last game. It starts with a T, and the second letter is an S.
Or something.
Yeah.
Tsitsipas, yes.
Yeah.
He's Greek.
Yeah. He's Greek. The Greek freak, yes. But I'm going to take Andy Murray on the money line, minus 155. It's pretty gross. But the reasoning, Murray's ranked 40th in the world. Stefanos is ranked 5th. If you look at ESPN, which is pretty much what I use for Wimbledon stuff since it's tennis and there's not a whole lot of resources out there, you see a big number 5 next to Stefanos, which means he's 5th in the world. And Murray, you don't see anything next to it. So I think a lot of people are going to see Stefanos at, I think he's like plus 130, plus 135. And they're going to snag him at that. I think it's a terrible bet. So we all know Andy Murray is kind of a legend. He's also, I think, Great British. I don't think he's from England. I think he's actually from Scotland or something, but has a great British flag. This is his home turf. He's 11-1 on grass this year. He has played Stefanos twice in his career, once on hard turf where Stefanos won 3 out of the 5 games, and then once on grass where it was just a 3-game set where Murray won the first 2. So Murray obviously has the advantage on grass. Also, Stefanos just played 5 games Wednesday today. That lasted 4 hours and 35 minutes. And Andy Murray played on Tuesday, and his match only went to 3 straight sets, and it lasted 2 hours. So Murray gets a whole extra day on his home turf, on grass, against Stefanos, who really struggled in his opening round in a really long match, and obviously play back-to-back days. So I think Andy Murray's in a great spot. I hate that it's minus 155, but I love that the 40th ranked player in the world is minus 155 against the 5th. So taking Andy Murray all day. I also, if you look up Twitter, I was trying to find some different Twitter guys, seeing what they had. And a lot of it's just British talk. So it's just like, yeah, Murray's a favorite against Stefanos tomorrow. Anyone fancying to take Murray 40-1 to win it all? And it's just like British talk like that. But it's funny. But yeah, I love the bet, and it's something to watch early on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's some solid tennis handicapping from you, I will say. Lot to back it up there.
The one, tennis it's weird with courts. Like, Murray is obviously a grass guy. Djokovic is a huge grass guy. The Spanish guy, what's his name, is all clay. What's his freaking name?
Nadal.
Nadal is all clay. Like, everyone's just based off of their the texture of the court, which is crazy. And Stefanos is not a grass guy. So
yeah, I mean, that does scream total trap because to me, and I'm not a tennis guy whatsoever, but Andy Murray, I feel like I knew him when I was 5 years old, and I've heard of this Tsitsipas or whatever his name is the last few years, but total trap there. So I like that play. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have another tough one for the graphic here, but we're gonna figure out a way. And I almost never bet these. Again, just a really tough card for me. Not a lot there, but this is going back to the NASCAR race. This is gonna be a group bet where they give you 4 different drivers and you just pick the winner out of the 4. And again, I just think it's good value. This is also on Bet Rivers, so again, you're probably going to have to get this in before Friday's qualifying, and you're going to have to be on Bet Rivers. But I'm taking Martin Truex Jr. to win Group D, and that is against Austin Cindric, Ty Gibbs, and Kevin Harvick. Simply, Truex just this year dominated those 3 drivers. It hasn't even been close. He's plus 245 to win that group. The other 3 are all plus 255, which you almost never see. I just honestly think Bet Rivers lines for NASCAR just aren't right. Pretty point blank there. So, again, it's very specific. You're going to have to be on a specific sports book, especially because the groups vary sports book to sports book. But I was thinking at plus 245, it's too good a value on one of the top drivers this year against 3 guys that I don't believe any of the 3 have won a race or even come close. Cindric might have won one, but the other guys have not won yet this year.
Nice.
Yeah, good luck, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get it done. We'll get
Extra
it done,
small
boys.
font.
Yeah. He's gonna make my like 2 lines per pick into like an 8-line paragraph. Last time I bet St. Louis SC on my Twitter, it hit. So I'm going right back to the well with St. Louis SC. They're the #1 team in the Western Conference. They're at plus 160 versus Toronto. So I got 1 plus 160 and 2 plus 170. So we could have a big day here, boys. Goals for is 39 for St. Louis and 24 against, whereas Toronto, they only have 18 goals for and 31 against. I think why this line's at plus 160 is because draws is such a big issue for soccer. I'm going to go with the better team. I mean, 18 goals in the season for Toronto is terrible versus 39. That's probably in the top 5 in all of the MLS for St. Louis. I'm going to go with St. Louis to win it again. Soccer is kind of a tricky one because all believe are at plus odds, St. Louis, Toronto, and the draw. So I'm going to take the best team with St. Louis.
I like it.
Yeah, the thing I like about soccer is when you see like a minus 105 favorite, you're like, this team is like must be way better to be drawing minus odds.
Yeah.
I can still get a minus 105.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that.
All right. Do you guys have anything else for this episode?
I don't, man. We think this week's tough. Next week we have the All-Star break, so we're right back
good God.
into digging. Yeah. We'll get through it. This is where things start getting really bad for me. It's post All-Star break baseball.
Oh shoot, yes.
Not good.
Yeah.
I might become fade material. So maybe listen to me now while I'm giving out these plus prices. I have been hitting quite a few plus odds bets. So hopefully I can continue there with I think 2 of them today. But yeah, next week could be brutal.
Yeah, I attempted a plus odds bet yesterday. I actually jumped on Wainwright bandwagon again. Thought you would turn it around. Oh, they lost 15-2. So that plus 160 didn't even have a chance. I think he gave up 5 runs in the first inning. So yeah, he's a total fade now. He's done. He's worthless.
You should have heard me ragging on him on Monday's live, man.
See,
I was going in on the guy.
But like I thought, like he's gonna turn it around one of these games. Like he can't keep sucking.
No, he's done.
Yeah, he's deteriorating as we speak.
Yeah,
I did not see the live, but I saw the repost of the live, so I caught the Wainwright.
You did.
Yeah.
Good. Got a few guys from Kick over there too yesterday. One of our new streaming platforms. So that was kind of nice to see.
Awesome.
But today is July 5th, and Wyatt, you have won the last 3 months as host of the month, the most accurate host on Better and Green. And the streak has been broken. The new host of the month with a record of 19-8.
Wow.
Goes to the GM rep.
Wow. I knew after your perfect 6-0 week, no one had a chance. So how does it feel? Embrace it while it's going to be short-lived, brother.
I hope so. I hope so. I was 19-8. Ethan, you went 12-12. Wyatt, you went 10-17. But that put our total at 41-37. So that was a winning month for us. Again, 4 straight winning months.
And again, let me just mention, between the 3 of us, a lot of plus money
There was a lot
plays
of plus money.
and a lot of plus money winners.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
We're not
Not
all throwing minus 150s and going 41-38.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple 150s in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Bo Nickel only bets from here on out for July. And go like 26-2.
26-2, up 0.1 units.
Yeah, down 3.4 units.
Oh, yeah, you would actually be down, I guess, if you lost too.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode, Better and Green. Tonight at midnight, the draft guide officially comes out on bettergreen.com. Make sure you guys head over there, go to the shop, click the link. It'll take you straight to the draft guide. We are so excited for it to be coming out. We spent so much time on this. We're giving away those free draft boards also from Draft Kits Co. Thank you to them for partnering with us. We want to get those to you guys. So make sure you guys are subscribed, comment, like this video, and everybody, we will see you in the next episode. Peace, boys.
Wyatt, one more time, what do they have to do right before they buy their draft guide? How can they get it free?
Oh, good God. Like and subscribe and share.
And bet the Bears.
Oh, yes. Shoot. Bet the Bears not to make the playoffs. You got me off guard.
You do that at 11:59 p.m., 12, you got a free draft guide.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys later.
We'll see you.
See you guys.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, eh? Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better in Green.